At the peak of the clinical aged care pathway sits a position that removes you from shift work, placing you at the head of a residential aged care facility. It is a highly sought-after executive role with a salary ranging from $150,000 to $180,000. I am Anh Do. I migrated to Australia from Vietnam in 2008, starting my career in acute intensive care in Vietnam before stepping up from a personal care assistant to lead multiple residential aged care facilities across Australia, including in New South Wales, NSW, and the Australian Capital Territory, ACT. You may have noticed that I have an accent. Let me share with you a little bit about my background. I migrated to Australia from Vietnam in 2008 and completed all my studies here in Australia. As you listen, you'll hear my Vietnamese Australian accent, which reflects my journey in aged care nursing in Australia. You can learn more about my journey and my background by watching the introductory episode. In previous podcast episodes, we have unpacked all clinical related roles in a residential aged care facility, from personal care assistant to registered nurse and care manager. In today's episode 7, we'll unpack the highest operational leadership role in the facility, which is commonly known as the general manager, facility manager, or director of nursing. So for all you ambitious care managers and registered nurses out there, have you ever looked at the top job in your facility and thought, I could do that? Well, I'm talking about the general manager role. And listen, we're talking about a position that not only comes with a salary somewhere between $150,000 and $180,000 based on the size and structure of the facility, but it also gets you into business hours, which means a much better work-life balance. The general manager, GM, or director of nursing, DON, depending on the organization's operational structure. This role is also part of my own journey. Alright, so for today's episode, we're going to break down the GM role into 5 key areas. We'll kick things off with the day-to-day operations, then jump into the super important world of regulatory compliance. So, what does 24/7 oversight actually look like in practice? Imagine this: your day starts by diving into dashboards, checking staffing level, reviewing new incidents, and identifying potential risks. But it doesn't mean you're chained to a desk. You're constantly walking through the facility, talking to staff, residents and their families, and getting a genuine feel for the environment. What's really key here is the breadth of the role. As a care manager, your focus is mainly clinical, but as a general manager, GM, you oversee everything: clinical care, hospitality, lifestyle, administration, the entire operation. And when a crisis hits, whether it's an outbreak or a system failure, you're the one leading the response. Alright, let's move on to our next pillar. And this one's a big one: leading regulatory compliance. With the new Aged Care Act and the strengthened aged care quality standards, the spotlight on provider has never been brighter. For a general manager, compliance isn't just about ticking boxes. It's the legal and ethical foundation of your entire facility. And a huge part of that foundation comes down to one key number: 215. That's the mandatory total care minutes that must be delivered to each resident every single day. This requirement came directly from the Royal Commission, and it's a hard target. There's no way around it. But here's where it gets even more specific. Within those 215 minutes, there's another target, 44. That's the minimum number of minutes that must be provided by a registered nurse, RN. What these numbers really show is how much emphasis the government is placing on strong clinical oversight. As the GM, it's your responsibility to make sure that the right skill mix is always in place to meet those standards. So, when you boil it all down, a general manager's life revolves around these 3 non-negotiables. Number 1, staying on top of your care minutes every single day. Number 2, ensuring your facility consistently meets all 7 strengthened quality standards. And number 3, proactively leading the Serious Incident Response Scheme, SIRS. If you fall short in any of these areas, it's not just a slap on the wrist. The consequences can be serious. Alright, let's switch gears and talk about the business side of things. I know some people feel like quality care and commerce don't mix, but a great GM understands. They absolutely do. In fact, a financially healthy facility is what gives you the power to invest in the staff and resources you need to provide amazing care. This is how you know if you are succeeding. You are going to live and breathe your key performance indicators, or KPIs. Is your occupancy rate over 90%? Are you keeping a tight grip on the budget? And this last one is so important. Are you keeping your staff a high staff? Retention rate isn't just a feel-good metric. It's a direct sign of a healthy culture, and it's a huge driver of quality care. Think about it. A stable, happy team means more consistent, compassionate care for your residents. It all connects, which brings us beautifully to our 4th pillar, leading people and culture. A facility is just bricks and mortar. It's the people, the team inside that turns it into a home. And as the general manager, you are the chief architect of that culture. You are the one who sets the tone, your actions, your words. They decide if the culture is one of respect, compassion, and safety. You're not just filling shifts, you're building a strategic workforce plan to get and keep the best people. A massive part of your job is coaching and mentoring your direct reports, like your care manager. So, you're building the next wave of leaders. And above all, you have to champion the well-being and psychological safety of every single person on your team. We've covered a lot about what the job is. Now let's talk about how you get there. As a clinician, how do you make that leap into an executive role? Let's tie all of this back to your personal career journey, and I'll use some of my own experience to help guide us. I want to share a little something from my own path. My journey to becoming a regional manager wasn't a straight line. I've worked in amazing high-performing facilities. I've also worked in facilities that were under sanction. And I even had the opportunity to commission a brand new residential aged care facility from scratch. And you know what? Each one of those very different environments taught me critical, unique lessons in leadership, from crisis management to team building. Every experience, especially the tough ones, is a lesson. That's the main point I want you to take away. Your clinical expertise as an RN or care manager is the foundation for your leadership growth. That's not something you leave behind when you step up. It is the absolute foundation you build your executive leadership skills on. Because you understand care from the ground up, you have this incredible advantage when it comes to making the big strategic decisions for the whole facility. This brings us to the end of episode 7, General Manager or Director of Nursing in a residential aged care facility in Australia. I hope the information shared today helps you see this role not just as a job title, but as a leadership platform where you can protect residents, support your team, and shape the future of aged care. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to our team. My team and I look forward to welcoming you back in the next episode. In future episodes, we'll pause on other higher leadership roles and start covering clinical care, quality, compliance, and practical tips based on day-to-day operations, as well as recent and current legislative requirements in line with the Australian aged care reform. So be sure to subscribe and feel free to share any questions in the comments or emails. Thank you for joining me today as we unpacked the general manager role in an Australian residential aged care facility. I look forward to welcoming you back in the next episodes. Episode 8, where we'll demystify the new strengthened aged care quality standards and map their compliance requirements to everyday practice. Take care and goodbye for now.